I think there are two big opportunities for Cal to step into the AP poll this season. I think it's week 2 against Arizona State and week 5 against Oregon. I think those are the two biggest opportunities to either jump in if you're not in and to step up if you haven't. And the reason for that is because, A, those I think are the two biggest games of the season. And B, those are going to be Cal's two big chances to prove themselves. I'll talk about the Arizona State game. If Cal can beat Washington, if they can't, this is a moot conversation. They won't get in for a while. But if Cal can beat Washington, and then Arizona State puts up, let's call it a decent performance against USC, either a close game or if they can even upset the Trojans, then that week 2 match becomes huge because you have two teams that are suddenly potential front runners in their divisions. And a win there could catapult Cal into the top 25. We saw Arizona State dump the Bears from the top 25 last season. It would be quite poetic if a win against Arizona State could do the opposite this year. Again, that's if you get to the Arizona State game, you win it. Cal will have beaten two of the better teams in its conference, two of the more respected teams in the country, and could vault itself into the top 25.
Yeah, I do think that's absolutely the best case scenario for Cal. You can't really argue with it. Is you win against UW in week 1, you have ASU beat USC week 1, and then you beat USC in week 2. And the chances of all three of those happening aren't super high. I'll admit it. But that, I think, would catapult Cal right into the 15 or 20 range, just like they were last season. I mean, if those don't happen, if Cal starts 1-1, I don't see the Bears becoming ranked until, like you said, the Oregon game. There's not enough strength of schedule there. And, maybe if they beat Oregon and they only have one loss at that point, that's when you could see Cal start climbing back up. But I mean, just to give you guys a little taste of how the AP poll likes to grade. If we're talking about last season, Cal had no preseason poll votes. Cal was not on anyone's radar. Week 2 poll after Cal went 1-0, still no votes. The week 3 poll after Cal beat UW, they were still unranked but had 95 votes. And then the win over North Texas is what catapulted Cal into the rankings, because at that point they were 3-0 and got up to number 23 on the poll. And then the win against Ole Miss moved Cal up to number 15. And like you said, that's when everyone was going crazy. Then Chase Garbers went down. Cal loses that game, and we're never ranked again. So what that says is the AP poll, the people who do the rankings, they're not going to, for a team like Cal, they're not going to give just a massive increase out of nowhere. It's a very gradual process, but it's a lot. There's like a saying that's like, it's a lot harder to build up trust than it is to lose it. And we're the same full rankings. It takes a while to get into the rankings, but one bad loss and you're done for the season. As Cal, even though Cal rebounded near the end of the season, they still never made an entry again. So, I mean, the first 2 games are extremely important for being ranked, because I don't think a 1-1 start will be enough to get back into the rankings until a potential win against Oregon.